it's Paul here. Welcome to Body Logic. What we're going to look at today is neck pain. So we're going to have a little look at how neck pain might start. The modern world, obviously computers and particularly the new one is looking down at our phones, can place quite a lot of stress on our neck, on the muscles and the joints. Our head is the heaviest part of our body, so there's a lot of work that has to happen in our neck to balance it. And if that balance falls out of kilter and your head falls forwards on your shoulders, you place a lot of extra stress into that neck and shoulder region. And what I want to do is sort of think about how we can look at that and try and understand what might be going on now and what the future might look like. Because obviously initially you don't tend to just get joint wear and tear problems from the off. We get earlier warning signs, and the earlier warning signs are the stiffness, the tightness that we can feel, the tension that we feel around our shoulders at the end of a day's work, at the end of the day sitting at a computer. And that can give us a big warning sign that things are starting to build up, and that's the time when you want to deal with things. So a very simple test to try and understand whether your neck pain might be driven as a muscular problem at the moment versus a joint restriction is to look at your range of movement. And a very simple way to do that is to actually just look at your movement. So you're doing rotation, and if you find that you're restricted, you can't quite get as far to one side as you maybe can to the other, the best way to do it is to look towards the mirror so you can see how far you've got around. And then if you just gently lift and take the weight of your arm through the elbow so your shoulder's nice and relaxed, and then look around, and if you find that you get a lot more movement, it's generally going to be a muscle restriction. Now that doesn't mean the joints aren't being loaded and maybe aren't causing a problem, but the primary issue, the primary restriction of your movement and the primary problem is going to be driven by the muscles. It's a much easier solve over time. If we leave those muscle tightnesses in place, the joints will start to wear because they're getting loaded aggressively, and that will put pressure and stress through them and the ligaments around. And that's where we start to build up our wear and tear. So 10 years down the track, you might do the same movement and see that your movement doesn't get any better. If that's what you're experiencing, you've got some joint restriction. We need to start to get those joints moving better for you, and that will help get your neck pain settled down. So very simply, if you lift and you can go further, it's muscle driven. If you lift and your movement is the same, it's probably driven by the joints, and that will definitely require more work. But the key thing is, if your muscles are tight, they're probably starting to load your joints. Further down the track, the joints will become the problem, and that's what we'd like to avoid. Okay, hope that helps. See you soon.